everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Theme Team Tournament. Today we bring you the relay race, and you just got a quick look over of the course here, and we'll be getting into the first match in a minute. But first off, this is the upper bracket here. We also have a lower bracket to determine more specific point seeding and give the second group of the teams a chance here. You'll see that the losers of 1 and 2 will play 3 and 4, and then the winners of those will play the losers of 6 and 7, which will be featured above. In our first matchup, Team Water versus the starters for Team Sweet here. The backups will take over for the team that goes into the lower bracket, and here we go. Released out of the gate they are. Big transition, and Team Sweet gets the better push here. Keep in mind, you do have to win 2 in a row, once on each lane to advance. So they switch lanes, and we'll start it again. This time, Team Water, better push out of the gate, but Team Sweet again with the better transition. And Water gets 2-0'd and goes to the losers bracket, immediately having their second team take over. Now, Team Monster and Team Insect will be going second. And here they are, ready to go. Monster on the top, Insect on the bottom here. Lead for Insect, close, and down to the line. The better push goes to Team Monster as we go back to the top of the order again. Here, this time Insect again, small lead, and they do get the better push this time. Marbles are allowed to switch lanes. It just has to be the Marbles who start the second section. They're the only ones allowed to finish for their respective teams. And here we go again. Team Insect match point here, but Monster fires back with a better push here. And now Monster on series advantage once again. Can they close it out this time here as they go down to the bottom lane? Insect better lead, but the better push. Oh, they bring it back in the end, and Team Monster takes out Team Insect. Once thought to be the favorites here, struggling early on in this tournament. Now, Team Heat, Team Scenery. A rivalry that we kind of saw start up in Event 1. And we move on here. Side by side they come. Better push goes to Scenery. And Scenery takes race 1 and has series advantage. Next up, though, here we go. They switch lanes, and here they go down the race. Better push for Team Heat, but Team Scenery goes second here, and it's just barely enough. Really close, but they will advance. And now the final matchup of round 1 between Team Weather and Team Night. Team Night, of course, getting 1 point, last place in Event 1. We'll see if they can do better in a speed-focused event. And they're off. Here they go. Team Night, small lead, and they get the better push, and they're already looking to make up for their mistakes last time. How about race 2, though? This one goes to Weather early on, and Weather stands up here. Team made of mostly veterans here. 3 of their 4 members have all been in a Marble Summer Championship. Can they capitalize this time on the experience? No, it goes right back to Team Night, and we're kind of getting to another ping pong situation. Here they come again. Weather, small lead out of the gate, and again another good push for Weather as they take the series right back into their own advantage. Now, this time Night fights back again. 5 matches in here. Here comes our 6th, and down they come. Team Weather has the early push. Night down to the line. Who got it? Oh my goodness, that was so close and just barely. Slenderman stretching across the line in front of Cloudstorm there. Team Night moves on here. As you can see, the upper bracket. These will be our matchups. Sweet versus Monster, Scenery versus Night. And as we go on to the lower bracket, you'll see that Team Water and Team Insect will be in the losers match, along with Team Heat versus Team Weather. And now we are about to get going into the next round here. And it is going to be Team Sweet versus Team Monster. Winner moved to the semifinals. In the upper bracket, loser goes into a losers match versus the winner of round 1 and 2 losers. And here we are, Team Sweet on the high side, Monster on the low. Sweet with the better push out of the gate, but the better transition goes to Monster here. And you see that Carmel crosses the line first, but as mentioned earlier, it is a rule that marbles, only the ones in the bottom transition are allowed to win. So the win actually goes to Monster, and they are up 1-0 in the series. We'll see if they can capitalize here. Down they come. Monster better push, and Monster across the line here. They will take it and move on 2-0 over Sweet, who 2-0'd Water in the first round, just showing a vast difference between all of those 3 teams. Next up, Scenery versus Night. Here we are. Scenery on the high side, Night on the low. And they're off. Scenery better push out of the gate, but a really bad transition. Same rule applies as we just mentioned with Sweet. Knight takes series advantage. Now race 2. Can Knight capitalize again here? Scenery again with the better look here. And Knight is actually going to win this, but there was actually a mistake in the filming, and they actually put the team members in the opposite lanes. So since Scenery did not advance, they will be awarded 1 consolation point. Moving on though, Team Water, Team Insect here, our first match in the lower bracket here. Teams still in this, any team can still win here on their last life though. Team Water better look out of the gate, but the better push goes to Team Insect, and they will take race 1. Here comes race 2 though. Insect again, oh, a little bit wobbly, and oh no! Grasshopper gets knocked off of the field there. You're gonna see that Bumblebee gets wobbly out of the gate, not a great push, and he actually knocks Grasshopper off of the arena here, and we are hearing that Grasshopper is okay to go here, so hopefully he won't be too rattled by that. Now moving out of the gate here, deadlocked into the first push and down to the line! It's close, but Insect now has series advantage. Grasshopper saying, I am alright. No problems here. Can they capitalize again? Yes! And just like that, 2 matches go after Insect has Grasshopper falling off, and now they're through. Now, Team Heat and Team Weather in our next round here. This is the second match of the lower bracket, first round. And here they go. Heat, better lead, and, ooh, not really sound transition there for Weather. Don't know what went wrong. Now, Team Heat, can they win here? Weather has the lead early, but a better transition again to Heat, proving you don't need to be fastest, you just have to have the best teamwork. And they will be surviving here. This is a look at the upper bracket here. So it's going to be Team Monster and Team Knight in the semis. And then in the lower bracket, Team Sweet will be versing Team Insect, and Team Scenery gets a rematch against Team Heat. And we will be having Team Sweet versus Team Insect going into this round. This is, of course, the matchup. We're starting with the lower bracket this round, as the upper bracket is a bit ahead, so we'll need to catch up on the lower bracket. Here we go. Team Sweet leads the early up transition, and they win 1-0 to Sweet here. Could the injury be starting to affect them? Now, here they come. Nope, the injury, apparently, it's making them even better, because that is a big margin of victory right there. Now on the last breath for Team Sweet, and they end up knocking his teammate off. S'mores gets knocked off by Cookie Dough. The synergy is not there, and Team Insect moves on now. And next up, Team Scenery versus Team Heat, rematch this time in the lower bracket. And here they are, Heat versus Scenery early on. Down they come, and Heat gets out to the better jump fireball across the line, boxing out Twisted Thicket there. Series advantage to Team Heat. Scenery fighting back though, and this time they get the better push, and Twisted Thicket wins the race. Back to series advantage for Scenery. Can they close it out here on the bottom lane? Transition, no. Heat comes right back into the advantage, and now they're 1 step away from closing it out. Can they knock out their little kind of rivals at this point here? Down they come, and oh no, Scenery has the transition trouble, knocking Twisted Thicket off, and it's a walk in the park for Fireball and Team Heat, as they will continue their journey here. Now here we are in the semifinals of the upper bracket pretty much. So the winner of this goes to the final, the loser down to the lower bracket. Transition early for Team Monster, and they're going to get it Ghosts in front of Slenderman. Now on the high side, they switch lanes and go down. Dead even down to the bottom, but Slenderman going to stretch it out a bit more for Team Knight here. Now one more time, Team Knight, could this be it? No! An interesting transition, really. Just sideways for Team Knight there. Monster back into possession on the high side. Can they close him out? Big push from Werewolf onto Ghosts, and they will close him out here. Team Monster has made it all the way to the final without losing a single team member, and they don't even need the lower bracket yet. Team Knight, however, goes down to the lower bracket, and they will be versing the winner of Team Insect versus Team Heat. So we'll be ready for that right about now. And now our competitors here. Both teams have been in the lower bracket. They've won at least 1 match here. Insect has made it all the way back from the bottom of the lower bracket here. Both teams actually have, and here they go. Down they come here, deadlocked into the first turn, and oh my, Team Heat, oh my gosh, everybody is now learning from what Team Insect did, trying to model their success by knocking their teammate off, but that's not the way you want to do it, because Team Insect sweeps them 2-0 and moves on. The loser of this comes in third place for the event, and the winner to the upper final versus Monster. Team Knight now onto their backup versus Bumblebee and Grasshopper, who have been working exceptionally well together. We'll see if they can make it all the way from the lower bracket to the top and win 2 finals in a row. But first they have to get past Knight, and it's not easy already. The backups looking good for Knight, 1-0 advantage. Can they close them out here? Nightfall into the transition to Silhouette, and Silhouette comes across the line first. Quick work made of Team Insect, and now the final, Team Monster versus Team Knight. Team Knight not only has to win 1 final, but they have to win 2, because that's how this tournament works. You have to go into the second life for Team Monster, and right now they're still on their first, and they're feeling good about it. Werewolf and Ghosts been on fire today. And it's finals time. Down they come, Monster with the early lead, and the transition goes right for them, and they already put Team Knight's reserves on the chopping block. Will we even get to see Vampire and Zombie? Maybe. Here's Team Knight. Takes series advantage here. It would be monumental to stop this Monster momentum that Monster has been riding, and down to the line, barely closing it out. Monster back to series advantage and match point again. Knight has the better lead, but the transition goes all wrong, and Team Knight is done. Oh my gosh, they have the insect transition that has plagued so many teams in the second half of this video. Team Monster takes the top, but still in the top of the standings, it's Team Heat, and still in second is Team Scenery. Thank you so much for watching the second episode of the Theme Team Tournament. Be prepared for next week, Tuesday at 7:30 Central. We're going to be bringing you soccer, penalty shootout featuring multiple members of every team. Until then, take care.